what should I be doing, or where should I go? I mean,
the meaning of life,
The meaning of life, that's right. So we have those kind of basic questions, and science can answer a number of them. Again, it comes back to consciousness of trying to answer the others, to give, essentially consciousness gives meaning to the physics that we see around us. And that's a really extraordinary idea, and it's still not clear to me that we even need consciousness in this universe. I still can't quite believe it. Like, the more you think of it, the weirder it seems. But that aside, we do have a sense that our technological process is accelerating, that this new era of machine learning, so AI-driven research, is really just beginning. But that could have extraordinary consequences, extraordinary insights. And maybe it does take a certain different type of intelligence to be able to answer some of the things that we don't yet know. We haven't quite been able to pose the question appropriately. But those are sort of in the future. I like to think of what we can do in our everyday lives as people, and flex that questioning muscle, and that's something I try to encourage my students certainly to do, but in my general public talks as well. It's try to be a bit more observant. Try to ask questions of the world around you. You know, we're looking at glasses of water at the moment. We can see reflections. We can actually see there's some shadowing, right? It's a transparent glass. How is there a shadow being cast? Just look at a clear glass of water. How is there a shadow being cast? Right? So it's because there's a certain bending of the light, focusing of the light, like you have glasses on your eyes to do. And that means if some light is being focused, well, and some areas becoming brighter, well, obviously some areas will have to become dimmer, right? Because the light's being focused. So right there, you've got the diffraction theory of light. You know, you're actually seeing light as a wave. And there are other experiments you can do that will show it's a particle, right? So you can do these mind-bending things. In other words, in your daily life, you can begin to observe and ask the questions, and it becomes a bit of a thrill. And this podcast is part of that experience of asking those kind of questions and daring to find answers. Maybe you just talk to someone who knows the answers. Maybe you go on a deep dive through Wikipedia to get the answers yourself. For me, the more important thing is that you're trying to get answers, that you're posing good questions, that you're trying to get answers. You can do, you can sort of practice that with, and we sort of talked about this in the scientific context as citizen science, where scientists are trying to actually tackle problems that are just too big for any one research team to undertake. You know, I just launched with my colleagues across in Poland the Credo app, which has actually turned your smartphone into a cosmic ray detector. These are the feeding black holes, exploding stars, kick out these particles, they crash into Earth, unimaginable energies, and they're actually the things that we blind our dark matter detectors, actually. So part of the reason we go a kilometer underground, like we're doing in a gold mine in Stowell, Victoria, is to shield us from those cosmic rays. Well, they're fascinating objects in their own right. We want to build detectors that cover the world to track the very highest energy events. One very sensitive detector is a smartphone, and they're everywhere. So you can install the Credo app, you block your camera lens, and essentially it's just constantly taking pictures, because occasionally a cosmic ray will slam through the detector and trigger it. You'll actually see a streak of light on your camera. And we collect that then automatically get transmitted back to HQ. And if a number of people have the app and see the similar time, that kind of cosmic ray, we know we've seen a truly gigantic cosmic ray shower hitting the Earth at that point. You can begin to explore the very highest energy scales, unimaginably greater than anything we could build on Earth, just using your smartphones in this manner. I mean, those are the kind of, that to me is the unique and ever optimistic positive side of our technological progress. The fact that, the same devices that we can, poison our minds, limit our minds with social media and other sort of distraction tools, can also enable us to become scientists and to probe questions that, quite frankly, are beyond imagining. I mean, just how to create a particle of such energies. I mean, I worked out recently, basically, some of these cosmic rays are to a normal particle interaction what a nuclear bomb is to you throwing a baseball, right?
Yeah.
These things are insane energy. How can you create them? We actually can't figure out at this stage how to create some of the higher energy ones. But you can be part of that journey. And that's just one of those citizen science projects that use your smartphone, that use your eye as well, right? We talk about the Zooniverse. This is a website where we post astronomical images that our machine learning algorithms, our AI, can't classify, can't figure out what's going on in there. The human eye is still better than any machine at pattern recognition, especially when it's an unusual, like the unexpected. That's what humans are great at spotting. That's what you get to be part of in this new paradigm of citizen scientists. And what I hope is that the more you do of that, the more you want others to join you in that search. And we actually get a feedback loop of interested, scientifically minded people finding others, beginning to join that search, to begin to ask those deeper questions rather than just scrolling or double tapping a like or a heart. They begin to think, I could spend my time more profitably, and I could begin to search for the deepest questions imaginable. That, to me, is the paradox of our time. The same train ride in that lets you scroll your feed, you could be trying to classify unique and never before seen galaxies.
You could scroll the universe.
You could swipe left or right. And, that to me is the weirdest paradox of our time, and why I still want to have optimism and hope moving forward, because I think, and I want to believe, that we're going to get to a stage as a society that we recognize that a lot of the distractions have their place, that it's fine to be distracted, but not all the time.
Yeah.
That you want to exercise your mind, and that you want to have that thrill of discovery when you learn a new fact, when you see a new thing. That once you start to get that, it becomes habit forming, just as the social media channels are inherently habit forming. We can hopefully have a journey of discovery that is too.
Absolutely.